Well, we're each getting 5 minutes for closing.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Just to be clear. So the M1 supply of money in the United States is approximately $4 trillion, 3.8 to $4 trillion. We're talking about a private currency that has, 1 to 2 billion users that could potentially use this product. So I don't know how history is going to judge this hearing. I fear not well, though. There's a breathlessness to the hyperventilation about Facebook. I get that. We've seen that. We've seen that because of their use of data, consumer data. We've seen that because of how they responded as well. But there's something additional here, which is that people fear something they don't understand. Facebook is using the language of cryptocurrency and digital currency. They're using the words of blockchain technology. But what they've created is actually perfectly not either. They're creating something different. So, but there is this underlying fear among policymakers here on the Hill because they don't understand cryptocurrency and digital assets. That's my fear, is this will not wear well historically. The concerns raised, the questions raised. And it's because politicians, when they don't understand innovation, they want to kill it. There's a reaction and a quick response to it. So we've even had folks on the hearing today who actually used the very quote that I was talking about, the hyperventilating nature of the headlines around Project Libra, and actually more broadly about cryptocurrency. I opened with that, and we had a member later use the exact same quote as a knock against Project Libra. We also had a member of the committee speak of this as a terrorist act, as one of the worst moments in the history of the last generation, an attack on our country, and liken Project Libra to that. I don't think this is going to wear well. Now, there are legitimate concerns about this, and I think of substance, I think that will wear well, and including what this panel has said. But there are massive forces of play, massive skepticism of Facebook, that's clear. There are also massive anti-competitive forces at play. So if you want a lower cost of payment, domestically and globally, we need innovation. It is absurdly high for somebody to remit money back to their family at home. Absurdly high. Now, we don't want terrorism financing. We want those important protections. But we also want that immigrant to be able to send their money to their loved ones, or for somebody to be able to move their money more readily and more cheaply. We want those innovations. So we need a new framework to do that. We have a technology here that is going to do that, and it has this great opportunity to do that. So we want to ensure people are protected, in particular consumers. But you can't knock every new innovation because it's a new idea. And you cannot ban a new idea from even pursuing the regulatory framework to operate. That is absurd. It is wrong. But what I think this hearing does, and I think the discussion by our governments around Project Libra, highlights the nature and the utility of cryptocurrencies, digital currencies, in particular Bitcoin. And as I said earlier, due to the nature of the technology of Bitcoin, governments cannot kill it, nor should they. And you can't kill digital currencies broadly. They will be enduring, they will be strong. That is the new framework of the next generation of the internet. That is clear, and in a generation, I hope that there are some statements here today that will still be pointed to as factual and correct about what we will live through in this iteration of financial technology. And I hope there won't be much that is laughed at in 30 years. My fears, however, are that the reactionary element that was brought up here today, in part, will be dealt with great disdain after the next generation of internet technology. I do think, though, however, it was a really good hearing because we now have before Congress a deeper understanding about these digital assets and the breathtaking speed at which the world is changing and how we have to catch up. And with that, thank you, Chairwoman Waters, for the opportunity to close, and thank you for hosting today's hearing.